you all for being here today.
Hey, thanks for having
Hello.
me.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Let me switch over to the comments real quick. Wow, we got a lot of people in comments. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Amber, I think everyone knows Amber from Into the Weeds. We have New Orleans lady here today. She lived in Louisiana in the Bayou, and can you share a little bit?
Well, I moved down there in 2000 when I met a man from Golden Meadow. And I moved down there with him and ended up meeting Dee Dee and Gypsy around that time. They were he was close to their family. And I always looked at Dee Dee as a good mom. She was taking care of a sick kid that, they didn't know what was wrong with her, and she didn't have all that much help, and she was doing what she had to do.
And how long did you know them in person and interact?
I knew them until they moved off the bayou, which was about from 2000 to, I think they left in 2003 or 2004.
Gotcha.
I can't remember the exact year.
Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us today. And we also have Amy from Para Women Radio. Hey, Amy.
Hey there. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Amy covered the Gypverse a little bit back, what was it, Amy, a year ago?
Yeah, I stopped about this time last year covering it.
Yep, and Amy has read the V.C. Andrews Flowers in the Attic stuff, and so I thought she would be cool to have on panel discussing it today.
Yeah, I love the books. I remember reading them. I read them far too young. So I'm really excited about talking about this. I really am, because it's not only the Flowers in the or the Ruby series, it's also the Flowers in the Attics. And there's she really plagiarized or drew inspo from these series. It's amazing.
Yeah, it seems like the more FOIAs that come out, the more we're able to piece together timelines and factually disprove some of her more dramatic stories. And that made us wonder, well, where exactly did these come from? And we're finding posts now where she posted about Flowers in the Attic. And then the third one, I think, in the series, Garden of something. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, well, the third one, the second one was when they ran away. They got away, and okay, so I remember the Flowers in the Attic series the best. I don't know the Ruby as well, but because I reread them, like a whole group of friends and I reread them. So they got away. The little twin, one of the little twins, had died from the poisoning, and it dawned on me when I emailed you. I was like, hey, wait, is this where Gypsy got the weed roundup idea from? Because wasn't one of the little twins being poisoned and stuff? And then they ran away and they met this doctor, and she became ballerina, and Julian, and that's burned in my memory. And then and then they moved away from that, and then she had twins, and it was a lot.
Do you remember how the poisoning plot scene went in Flowers?
Well, the grandma had decided that the best thing to do would be to poison the kids and get rid of them. So she was putting poison on these powdered donuts, and they would get these treats every morning, powdered donuts. And the one little boy, I don't remember his name, started with a C, because they all started with a C. He died from it because the one twin they would all give them the donut, their donut, because he particularly liked the donuts. So he got the poison the hardest. And so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And the poison, do you remember what type it was in the book that they put on the food, the donuts?
I don't remember what it was.
I'll Google it real quick.
It wasn't Roundup. I did look it up, and it was something they were putting in the powdered sugar in the donuts. But I think it's interesting that Gypsy Rose, a 10-year-old, would somehow come up with that. Like, where would she get that?
I think is what Laura said. Yeah, it looks like it was arsenic and Flowers in the Attic. Okay. The story that we heard from Laura was Roundup. It really makes you wonder, because it seems like Gypsy had exposure to a lot of Southern Gothic vampire type stuff. New Orleans lady, I think you said you remembered hearing about Dee Dee going to an Anne Rice deal.
Yes, down in New Orleans. Wasn't it the vampire movie that
Hmm.
it was going around the bayou that she was extra on.
Interview
Interview
with
with the Vampire.
Vampire, yes. We had heard that she was an extra on, but that would have been before my time, so I don't even know if it was true or not. I never seen pictures.
Where do
But
you remember hearing it from?
She was a big time Anne Rice fan.
Yeah. Where do you remember hearing it from that she was an extra?
Just people talking around barbecues and places like that. Just people talking
Gotcha.
on the bayou. I mean, there's
So-
so many people. You sit back and listen good enough, you're going to hear stories.
So there might be some validity to that.
Yeah, there may be. I mean, I don't know for sure if there is or not. I mean, I also heard about her being a groupie. I mean, I heard the stories about her going to the church. I heard the stories about the Roundup poisoning thing. You know, I heard the stories about her starving her mom, which have been proven not true. Thank God. But, you know, you heard the rumors. But they were
Gotcha.
rumors. You don't know what to believe in. If there's no proof, they're just rumors.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering is when you, oh, thank you, Wally Six Truth. Whenever you heard the stories, were they being repeated from Dee Dee or from
No, from other people.
From other people who heard them from Dee Dee or from other sources?
From other sources. It was just, it's kind of like this person told this person something, and then this person said something, and then it would just travel around the bayou that way. And by the time it got back to me, she was probably leading actor in the vampire series.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And it's not slander. She's sharing what she heard and what sources it came from. And we suspect that Dee Dee really was an extra in Interview with the Vampire because it's not hard to get work as an extra, especially if you live near New Orleans. So many things are filmed there. And if you're, location, if you're available, it's not hard to get work as an extra.
Well, when I lived down there, I did a thing for Dracula 3000, but I couldn't take the role because I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can get parts like easy.
It's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Were you about to say something early, Amber? I think I accidentally cut you off.
No, I think it was Amy.
No, it was me. I did extra work in Michigan. I did some stuff on Whip It, and I got some FaceTime, and it was really like if you came dressed up well enough, they would put you like they would really push you forward. And
yeah.
Interesting. Oh, Steel Magnolia's casting in Nacogdoches. Oh,
yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I missed the comment who it came from. Someone said I own the movie and watched it, didn't see Dee Dee. I've actually been re-watching it too, trying to see if I could see her. But man, some of those scenes, especially at like the beginning, that street scene in New Orleans, and even the brothel and saloon scenes and stuff. There are so many people. Like it's extra.
And I will say, when I heard the story, it was a street scene that she was in.
Gotcha.
So she would have been walking around somewhere, but I don't know where.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Thank
believe
you, Covered in Flour.
we saw pictures of Dee Dee following rock bands and stuff. So this is just right on trend with what Dee Dee do.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we saw the picture of her in the crowd in the Richard Marx video.
Mm-hmm.
And, that turned out to be true. And that Gypsy emailed privately in her prison emails that we read about Dee Dee being in that video. And then she also emailed said my mom was an extra in Interview with a Vampire. And the other one proved true. That's part of why I started thinking this one might prove true as well, plus just the proximity and availability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, New Orleans lady had heard rumors when she was down there about it. Oh, full Holiday and Montana extras in Yellowstone. Yep. Yeah, one of my friends was an extra, and another friend who lives in New Orleans, I think in American Horror Story. And she pointed out where you could see like a half inch of the back of her head for like this second. Just walking through the crowd, So I Googled, because I haven't read Flowers in the Attic in ages, I just kind of Googled their plot line. And it starts out with, a father's accidental death, and the mother brings her 4 children to the wealthy parents' mansion, Foxworth Hall, pretending that they're visiting, but the children actually get confined in the attic. And they have this cruel grandma there who seems super mean. It turns out later that part of the reason the grandma is keeping them hidden and going along with that is because the grandpa is so incestuous that she doesn't want him to see the girls. So yeah, what do you guys think? You have anything to elaborate there? I know some of y'all were looking up Flowers in the Attic and stuff.
Isn't it also that the mother was supposed to marry someone else and she couldn't marry him if she had children? Because towards the end of the movie is the scene where the children go out to meet the mom and confront her, and they're like, "Why didn't you tell him about us?"
That was the remarry. So originally they married. The mom and dad married, and the dad was away on a trip, and he was killed. So she didn't have any money, and so she had to move her kids back to this Foxworth, or where I think it's called Foxworth Hall, and they had to move it there, and so they put them in the attic because the grandfather. It comes out later, I think, that the two were or related somehow. I don't know what I can say on YouTube. So what are we calling the word here? What are we
calling the what?
What are we calling the I word?
I just said it. So I guess spell it. Maybe we should spell it so I don't get demonetized. but
okay, so there was a lot of stuff where family members were having relations. Shouldn't. There's a lot of that in her storyline. So they put him up in the attic until they can talk to the grandfather. They say this until they can tell the grandfather that, she has these kids. Okay. So they got him up in the attic, and the mother's like stringing her along. And she meets this new guy named Bart. And, so she wants to marry him, but she doesn't have, she's not supposed to have these kids because they're from the, the line of I words. And so there's a lot of that in there. There's a lot of like the mothers are the saviors, but they're also the people that are wielding the keys to the prison. And there's a lot of the I word, and there's a lot of like at one point in the storyline, the daughter who was locked up in the attic ends up sleeping with the mothers. She does end up, spoiler alert, she does end up marrying Bart in one of the future books, but she ends up sleeping with that guy, and then the mother has a heart attack from it. And it's just like it's a lot, but the mother is always the one that holds the key and is also the one that is the savior. It's very strange.
Wasn't the mother raped by an uncle, and that was the result of the first child?
I don't know.
I know for some people, and thank you, Pranani and Michelle, for the super chats. For some people who watched just the movie, I think with the movie, they kind of combined some prequels with Flowers in the Attic, so there's more information, if I remember right. But it's unfortunately been over 20 years since I read it, so I was trying really hard to refamiliarize myself. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, JoJo. That the books and the movie were wildly different. I was thinking the movie kind of leaned on a prequel, or maybe kind of did their own prequel details.
It was horrible. It was Flowers in the Attic, Petals on... Okay, so Flowers in the Attic came out in 1979. Petals on the Wind came out in 1980. If There Be Thorns in 1981. And Seeds of Yesterday came out in 1984. And Gypsy was born in 1991. But the movies started in the 90s, so she probably saw the movies and didn't read them.
Yeah, she posted on one of her secret Facebooks about watching the Flowers in the Attic movie and how she was going to be watching the next one, and it was Let me look it up real quick. Gardens of something.
Amber, it looks like your head's going to explode.
Well, for one thing, I didn't realize this was all about family relations, so I'm a little disturbed.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
can't believe I was reading it at 10. I really can't, but yeah, here we are.
no, I can't. And then I've got this random pain that keeps happening in my head for the last 2 days, and I don't know what's going on. So
If you need to drop down, it's okay. We understand. We love having you here, but
I just can't believe we're talking about this.
I don't know. How to say it. I guess I should have thought of a word before I came on. I didn't say it so much. But
I think the I word will work, or like I said, whatever. But so the next one Gypsy watched was Garden of Shadows. She posted she was going to be watching that one next, and it was a Lifetime adaptation.
I'm so weirded out by the fact that Lifetime made these movies.
Incest
I have
movie.
a friend growing up named Wednesday. I still have her. She's a Gen X Wednesday. She was named after the Wednesday family, and we did it together. And I remember when we read the books together, and then I remember we were in college when the movie and stuff came out, and like we commandeered the TV room and we're like, everybody out. we were like watching it, and we talked to each other and we were like, this is shit. Or crap. This is crap. This is crap. The movie was just like bad acting, but yes, they did combine a bunch of the books into the series, into the movie, into the Flowers in the Attic. They did do that.
It kind of made me feel better when I realized that the Ruby book was actually written by a different author under V.C. Andrews' name. Because I remember reading Flowers in the Attic whenever I was younger, and it was shocking. It would take you by surprise because V.C. Andrews would write so well that you find yourself just lost in this mysterious Southern Gothic detail, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, tragic incest just happened. Oh my God, like shocking. Whereas with the Ruby book, it was like laborious feeding of detail, and you knew it was building up to incest, and it was just, I had a hard time getting into that one, and I think it's because of the change of the author, the change of style, maybe.
I think you're right. Because I remember when she passed away, it was rumored that she had left all these, unwritten things, but I think they were just getting ghostwriters to do it, and it was really different. You could tell it was different. But also, I started reading different things at that. Like I went, like when you're a kid, you get those things, and of course you're going to read it. I remember I read Nancy Friday too, right? And I shouldn't have done that, but it's like when you're a kid, if it's like taboo, of course you want to read it.
Someone said in the comments that they couldn't believe that this was required reading when they were in school. Did anyone else experience that? I was homeschooled, so I don't.
What?
Who required you?
Thank you, Wendy Dotson. Yeah, if you're still here, whoever that was in the comments who said you were required to read that in school, please tell us about it.
Oh my goodness.
That's
I can't
wild.
imagine.
Remember.
Thank you, Real Talk.
Required reading. Can you imagine? Oh my God. That can't be.
Yeah.
No, it can't be because we're hearing all this stuff, but wow.
Anne Rice was as salacious as I got as a teenager. I didn't read anything else crazier than that.
Well, thank you, authors. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. He tries to get her style, and I think he does a pretty good job, but also, like, her style is not normal. I mean, so I found it difficult. Oh my gosh, people are saying they did have to read it.
What? That is crazy.
Said it was on my school list, but our teacher skipped it.
How could that be? I don't
Wow.
know.
We had like A Raisin in the
Kung
Sun.
Fu Panda.
And...
We had read those in school.
What the heck?
Wow.
I grew up in Oklahoma and we didn't have to read nothing like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember that in school.
What
Oh,
states?
hey, who's here, y'all?
Hey!
Hello.
How's it going, Ashley?
Hey! Hey, sorry, I'm running late. My bad.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I feel like if a teacher required you to read V.C. Andrews, you may be entitled to compensation from them.
I would think so too. Holy
Because
crap.
like it's, I don't have a problem with V.C. Andrews writing existing and stuff. Like I said, I enjoyed it when she actually did it, where the incest was shocking and horrifying because you were lost in her beautiful Southern Gothic detail. But I didn't get that same feeling from the Penn authors who did it for her. But yeah, Kung Fu, so let's file.
I just started it. I fell asleep listening to it last night. I think I only made it to like the second chapter.
I can't get into Ruby at all.
I can't.
Oh, Haduka, I read a child called It. I think I was 15 or 16, and I was disturbed. I wonder if Gypsy read that one. That's another child that was locked in the basement.
Oh, I've never read anything like that.
I've heard it's pretty
It's bad.
crazy.
It's, severe abuse.
It was bad.
Enid Blyton books. I don't remember those. Hey, Angela. Did anyone read Enid Blyton books?
Mm-mm.
No.
I was reading Judy Blume at the same time as I was reading this. True story.
I read a lot of Ellen Montgomery, Anna Green Gables.
Oh.
Oh, thank you so much, Cara Bear. That's so sweet. What did y'all read?
Anne Rice. When I was a teenager, that's what I read, was Anne Rice.
I read a lot of Harlequin romances.
I didn't get into any of that.
I read the
raising a
Twilight.
baby.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was raising a baby at 16, so I didn't get to read much.
Oh.
A lot of nursery rhymes.
There you go.
I read the Twilight series in prison, and then there's this author. I think her name is Erin Ivanovich, but she writes these books where she's like a bail bondsman, like bounty hunter. They're hilarious. I've read the whole series. It's good, man. It's really good.
Oh, funny. Yeah. I read a lot of like Christian historical romances too, because there was a time period where I was restricted from Harlequins. So I read like Grace Livingston Hill.
There's a lot of Amish Christian fiction and stuff like that. I've never really gotten into it, but it's interesting.
Thank you, Rebrand.
Hey, Rebrand.
All V.C. Andrews books are on Everand. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up.
Where the red fern grows. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was required reading in my class, but
Yeah, we had to read that one.
Yeah, Where the Red Fern Grows and
Sweet Valley High. I remember those. The Hardy Boys. So the
Jeffrey
Hardy,
Yeller.
huh?
Jeffrey Reed Old Yeller.
Yes, we had to read Old Yeller. The Hardy Boys was actually supposedly written.
Something happened?
I don't think so. What?
Oh, Amy dropped and
Can y'all
re-added.
hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Really good.
Sorry.
You're
No
good.
worries.
Oh, okay. I'm not sweet and innocent. I just didn't read those books when I was a kid.
I loved Stephen King. Loved reading him. I
I
remember
did read.
I went on a vacation with my aunt. I was like 10 or 11, and she had Christine, and she was reading it. And she's like, "Don't open it. Don't read it." And I read the whole thing.
I did read a lot of Stephen King as well.
I didn't even know about Stephen King until I was older. And when I started reading them, I'm just like, whoa, wild.
I really get into his books now. Now they're just kind of weird. I don't know.
Well, let me bring up, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves if you don't mind, and let me locate this post real quick. I thought I had it loaded, but let me find it and bring it up.
My daughter had to read Old Yeller in school, and they did the teacher did a little presentation on it, but they changed the story and changed it to where at the end Old Yeller lived. It's like they didn't do the original movie. So I sat her down and I made her watch the original movie.
Oh no.
She was so upset with me, but she was 12. I was like, look, no, you are not going to sit here and listen to these teachers that are going to lie to you and tell you that this didn't happen. You're going to read the book and watch the movie. So she did, and she went back to school, and she was like, "Y'all aren't telling the truth." And I was like, "Kristen, you can't tell them that though."
Oh,
Let's
Yeller
see
was
if I can make
sad.
this
Yeah, it
bigger.
was bad.
Mhm.
Okay, so just watched If There Be Thorns, the third movie in the Flowers in the Attic series. Damn, that was trippy. So the brother and sister couple, are now like in their 40s, and her son with her mother's husband has gone loony from learning the family's deep, dark secrets. That his mom married her own brother, and his father is his grandma's husband, and his grandma had married her own uncle and had kids. Super incestuous family, lol. And Nick says, "It's interesting to say the least, dear." She says, "Yes, next Sunday is Seeds of Yesterday, the final TV movie in the series. It's one interesting show." So do you guys recognize those names at all?
Oh, yeah.
If There Be Thorns and Seeds of Yesterday. I'm going to Google
Oh,
them.
those. Okay. No, I don't know anything about any of this stuff.
No, I don't either.
I think it's funny that Nick is like, it's interesting to say the least, dear. That's kind of how I would
Yeah.
answer it. I'd be like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't know.
He's like, oh, freaking K.
But it's not like he's sitting there and saying, "Well, we're going to do that one day."
Right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Very true.
I lost Ashley. Hang on. Are you there, Ashley?
I think she's gone.
Might have lost her again.
Oh, there she is.
It's almost like she's presenting
I don't
this
understand
to
why it's
him.
doing that.
Can you hear us, Ashley?
Ashley.
Yeah, you can hear us.
Nick says, "Well, that's super creepy, dear."
We're not seeing them if you're pulling them up. We've only got the
comments?
first one, just the very first one that you showed us.
No, I was just reading the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda, so that's what Nick would say.
Oh, my bad.
No problem.
But it's almost like she's presenting this stuff to him to see what his reaction will be to it.
I agree. Yeah. And I honestly, Ashley took herself down, so she'll probably try and come back. She's having trouble with her audio. I've honestly wondered because, okay, so Gypsy could steal newborn diapers for an imaginary baby. She could steal all those binkies and everything. We know she can look up everything under the dang sun and plan all kinds of stuff. She understood, she looked up how to track her cycle and knew her ovulation times and all this and planned the murder around her ovulation schedule. She knew all that. Why didn't she steal some dang pads?
Yeah, like Ashley said yesterday, that would be my first go-to.
Right, like at least for the movie theater date, because Dee Dee let her go alone to the bathroom. She knew that Dee Dee would let her go alone to the bathroom, is my assumption, because how else would they have had that plan to have sex in the bathroom if Dee Dee made a regular habit of going to the bathroom with her?
Yeah.
She just liked them better.
Yeah, and so
it would be easier.
It feels like the diaper was a choice. And did she choose that knowing she was meeting Nick and that she was, on her cycle? She could have stolen some pads and made a choice to wear normal underwear and that, but it feels like she made a choice to wear a diaper. And I wonder if that was testing Nick to see if he was into that. And clearly we know from his response he wasn't.
Yeah, to see what kind of response she was going to get.
Well, and she even talked about like a diaper fetish in one of those videos. She said she went on to dating sites or whatever, and people had weird kinds of fetishes, and one of them was a diaper.
You're right. She did mention that in a video.
Yeah.
Kimmy Freak 200, I've never heard that. Have any of y'all heard that? I've never heard that she made Nick wear rubber.
Yes, I did. In
Oh,
fact,
you
in
did?
the interrogation, I think he mentions that he had to bring rubbers to the movie theater with him, because I was sitting here wondering, well, why is he wearing a rubber and bringing them with him to the movie theater if she was trying to get pregnant?
Yeah, that's weird.
And then he obviously thought that there was a child because there's a video where he's saying goodnight to the child.
It almost makes me wonder, did she keep that?
I hope
You know what I'm
not.
saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it that way, but why else would you bring a rubber and wear it and you're planning on getting pregnant?
Mandy, I think Nick did say in his interrogation that she was in a diaper.
Yeah,
she
he
knew
did.
that she was on her cycle. She knew that she couldn't get pregnant right then and there, but she was wanting the stuff that she needs to get pregnant. So was she trying to maybe keep it? Is that why he brought the condom?
I wouldn't put it past her. Have an idea like that.
Yeah. So Mandy, I remember Nick saying in an interview somewhere that he was disgusted. It grossed him out when he put his hand down her pants and or upper dress, and there was a diaper full of stuff.
But and what's weird is she talked with Ryan about wanting babies all the time, planning the babies' names, Loki, Dark Star Anderson, and all kinds of stuff like that.
Mhm.
But then we all saw in Life After Lockup, when she thought there was the slightest possibility, she popped a plan B. And that's in spite of all the anti-abortion rhetoric we've seen from her, which, I'm just going to be really honest. I don't want to get into this too much, but I've personally always been in the middle on abortion. Like, I don't want women in bad situations to not have that right, but I'm also just a little bit like, oh gosh. But so I just, whatever. But Gypsy took a really hard line on it before the murder in her Facebook post. And then she did again in prison in her emails, took a really hard line about abortion, and then got out and popped a plan B whenever and she talked about plan Bs as abortion in her posts before the murder.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Just knowing the fact now that this woman planned the murder of her mother according to her ovulation cycle is just like blowing my mind. Like, really, wow.
Yeah.
I'm just
not even sure how to feel about that.
And that's another strange thing. I don't understand why plan both of it at the same time. I mean,
yeah, and it seems
did her mama catch
contradictory.
her? Did her mama catch her planning this and got upset? It's almost like they were planning on sneaking off somewhere and doing that, and then nothing happening to her mom. You know what I'm saying? But
LD 2025, I wasn't meaning to imply that it was, but that Gypsy considers it that because she posted about Plan B as abortion. And then she talked about it in her prison emails, and then, took a really hard line that it was killing a child, and then got out and popped a Plan B when she thought she might be rid of Ryan. So yeah, I wasn't trying to make a judgment myself, but demonstrating Gypsy's hypocrisy there. Go ahead, Amber.
Oh no, I'm just thinking that this case has moved from I wonder what she was thinking to now we know what she was thinking, and I'm just even more flabbergasted.
Yeah, it's just got weirder and weirder because there are things that last year, if I'd heard, I absolutely just would have been like, what? No, that's just got to be a crazy rumor. And a lot of things like that have been proven and shown to us with FOIA evidence, and I'm just mind blown.
Yeah, and then to know that she was watching this incestuous stuff and
Yeah.
And knowing that she sent stuff to her daddy. I mean, was this
Yeah, and I don't feel the same way about anyone else who enjoys Flower in the Attic or VC Andrews. Like, if you didn't kill your mama and send naked pictures to your dad, enjoy what you want to enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
But
if you didn't
this is
have yeah, and if you didn't role play that you were going to give your child up to their dad,
exactly.
I mean, it's just a whole new brick.
Yeah.
Is there a
Yeah.
movie or a book like that where it talks about that?
About what?
About giving your
Giving up?
13-year-old child to the father?
Oh,
Let
I
me
don't know
Google.
about that, but
I tried to
Because
look up some stuff
she's
the other day to see like if there was a movie that involved like vampires and possibly giving their kid. I tried, but I didn't find anything. I thought for sure I'd find something, some kind
yeah,
of
because she
vampire
gets her
stuff.
ideas from movies.
Yeah.
I'm just completely grossed out. I think my
It could have
mind
even been a short story that she read somewhere.
I've wondered
Yeah.
at times, have any of you seen or heard of Black Snake Moan?
Yes.
No.
I only know because you told me about it.
Yeah. I've wondered sometimes if she saw Black Snake Moan. It's a very weird movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's so Black Snake Moan has Samuel L. Jackson in it, and he there's a girl who's like an abused girl who became a nymphomaniac, and her boyfriend gets deployed or something like that, and she's acting a fool with the whole town sexually, and this blues singer played by Samuel L. Jackson decides he's going to cure her, and he does it by chaining her to a radiator, and then in the end she's cured. I haven't actually seen it because I just felt weird about it, but a lot of people that I respect really like it and said it was good, but I've wondered at times if she might have seen that movie. So many chained up stories and nymphomaniac behavior.
I don't put it past her. No, I think she watched a lot of stuff that she tries to say she probably didn't.
Well, she said that she was flipping movies underneath her dress at the store when they
Yep.
were,
Mm-hmm.
so there's no telling what she got.
She was really into Rain as well, that series.
I like that show. That was a good show.
I haven't seen it. What's the plot line on that? Well, I'm pulling
I
up
don't think I have either.
So it is Mary Queen of Scots being married in the French royalty. Basically, just so they tried to make a story out of Mary Queen of Scots marriage to the Prince of France, the Dauphin or Dauphin, whatever. Yeah, of France, and it was based on that. So, I mean, but we know from history she was only married to him a couple of months or something like that before he died, and they were like teenagers, like young teenagers or something.
I think so.
But yeah, it's basically just Mary Queen of Scots and her court and the French court and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I watched it because I'm related to Mary Queen of Scots, so it was something.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool. The plot of If There Be Thorns seems to have all Gypsy's trigger points. We got a sensitive, artistic, good-natured person named Jory and his half-brother Bart. Odd and prone to jealousy and fits of rage. Live with their mother Kathy, husband Chris. Both previous husbands died sometime before. Bart and Jory play near an old abandoned mansion next door. One day movers arrive. Boys see a new resident dressed all in black. The woman invites them into her home, asking him to call her grandmother, plying him with treats. Goes looking for his brother, encounters the old woman, distrusts her. Bart and the old woman come close, though she urges him not to tell Kathy of their friendship. Oh, I feel like I know where this is going.
I just feel so creeped out by this whole thing.
Meanwhile, family troubles are mounting. Oh, and the old woman gave Bart a diary that once belonged to Malcolm, Bart's great-grandfather. Kathy, dance instructor, wants to adopt the infant daughter of one of her students who is close to death. Chris is opposed to the idea, saying the child should be adopted into more stable circumstances. The baby, Cindy, comes to live through formal adoption. There are so many things in these plot lines where a pregnancy just changes and moves everything, like everyone's lives and the whole story, more than a pregnancy normally does. It normally changes a person's life, but
Yeah.
like, families and empires move around due to a pregnancy. It makes me wonder about Gypsy saying that she felt like if she got pregnant, Dee Dee would just have to accept everything and give them whatever they wanted, basically. I wonder if that's a storyline she got from these.
It was
Probably.
a fantasy that she wanted to live.
Yeah.
I think so. Yep.
I'm gonna jump off. My head is hurting even worse now. So I hope.
Okay,
No
feel
problem.
better.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Then it says, Jory sees a just arrived oil painting of Corinne.
I
That's the
definitely think
grandmother.
Gypsy has some kind of breeding fetish going on.
Yeah, because she talks about it so much, like just obsessed. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. FOS all day. Have you Googled that or looked into that, Ashley? Oh, she must be having sound issues again. But yeah, a breeding fetish honestly does sound like something that she had, because I've never heard of anyone so focused on having a baby consistently throughout, murder planning, murder, prison, post-murder, post-prison.
And I wonder how long it's been that way, since she was like 15, 16, or was it 20, 21? Was it when she found out that the diagnosis that she, wanted a baby, or was it before that? Had it
Honestly,
always been there?
to be honest, my suspicion, she wrote in her book that she started her cycle when she was 13, when they
Yes.
were in Slidell Steel.
Yeah.
And my suspicion is that she's been obsessed with it once she learned what that meant.
Okay. I think you're right.
But I don't know that. It's just a hunch. But
Why is it doing this?
you having trouble again, Ashley? Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, Boudica. So now she's in her most disturbing persona, televangelist. Yep, Brandy Case says she's immersive and completely, and that's something that actually freaked Dee Dee out about her. Dee Dee tried to ban her from Star Wars at one point. She wrote about it in her prison emails that Dee Dee felt like she was getting just completely lost in Star Wars and tried to ban her from like Wikipedia and that kind of thing for a while.
And that tells me that she had some kind of inclination that she was living in a fantasy.
Yeah.
Because everybody thought this girl was slow. And I still believe she is. I mean, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any kind of way. But there's just,
I think she's got some kind of deviant
yes,
personality or brain. I don't know how to describe it. I don't have the education to give the right terms. So
yeah.
forgive me in the comments, y'all. But
It makes me wonder now whenever kids would complain and say, well, this happened and, it was her fault. And then Gypsy would say, well, somebody else had done it.
yeah.
Was she blaming that on her other personality, or was she blaming it on another kid? You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
she said in one of the videos from Amber's FOIA, she said that her mom was upset at her for some of the stuff she did. I think she was talking about her 2011 meltdown and crap. And she said, I tried explaining to her that Demona did that and that her mom doesn't believe in Demona and said, it's you, Gypsy. So at a point, she did try telling Dee Dee that.
Yeah, she thought she had another personality.
Yeah, that personality was responsible for all the bad things she did. I think, which is kind of also what she did with Nick, honestly. I feel like every time she acted a fool to Nick, and Nick was like, "Cut the crap, dear," in his stern voice. Gypsy would be like, "Well, that was Ruby, Bella, Candy, Kitty. That wasn't even me."
Yeah, because she compartmentalizes stuff. Whereas,
Yeah, and her version now of doing that is, well, that's not my burden to bear. I've I've been forgiven. I've given it to God or whatever.
well, yeah. We'll see how
We'll
that goes.
see how that works out for her.
Yeah, we'll
These
see how that
Foyas
goes.
are waking people up, I think.
I hope so. Because Dee Dee only did what she had to do to take care of her sick child. And, we've all got our secrets. We've all got things that we don't want to tell people. So when somebody wants to say something about, well, she didn't tell anybody about that. Well, maybe she didn't want to talk to people about her money. Maybe she didn't want to talk to people about her private life.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, I don't want to.
Well, and I have to wonder, after Gypsy shot her with a BB gun, chased her with a dagger, held her in the bathroom at knife point on the toilet, I feel like Dee Dee was probably pretty panicked between a rock and a hard place. Like, oh my God, like I think she actually thought for a long time period that they were going to find more and more wrong with Gypsy that explained things, and didn't realize that Gypsy was exaggerating some of her symptoms. Even though I still accept that Dee Dee did con some, she wasn't above getting a little extra for Gypsy, and I don't begrudge her for that. She paid for it with her life.
Well, and then that's why I always say she took advantage of what was put in front of her, because she had to apply for these things. People had to look at her application, and they had to go through other people's applications and pick who they wanted. It's not like she went to Special Olympics and said, choose me right now. They actually had to fill out stuff and send it in. So she filled out stuff for every single thing that she's seen. Anything. If it was a pageant, she signed Gypsy up for it. If it was a book fair, she signed her up for it. If she could sign her up to talk somewhere to express her feelings about what she was going through, she signed her up for that. That's why they went to the cancer thing and she sang there. Everywhere. I mean, Dee Dee really, she went above and beyond to try to show her daughter off to everybody.
Yeah.
I agree. And she supported Gypsy's little wants, just like her taking her outside, playing in the snow, her little paint stuff, things that Gypsy was interested in. She allowed her to do.
Yeah.
Getting all the costumes, all the wigs, to do all these little skits on video. I hope we see more videos like that, because I know they're out there. Well, let's say they were out there. I don't know where they are now. But hopefully another one will turn up, because I guarantee you there's more.
I hope they do too. I think it's important for the ones with Dee Dee to be seen, because Gypsy's not some scared person around her mom. She's fine. She's relaxed. I mean, doesn't scream abuse to me, Not the kind of abuse she says, anyway.
Exactly. Kimmy 3200 has a good point here too. It says that's why when profiler Pat Brown said Dee Dee would have killed Gypsy the second she became a problem, that ship sailed a long time ago. Yeah, it weirds me out when professionals say they think Dee Dee would have killed Gypsy, because if Dee Dee was able or willing to kill Gypsy, would she not have done it when Gypsy tried to kill her?
Right.
Y'all know how Gypsy said that she tried to kiss a girl when she was 10 years old and the girl was 12?
Yeah.
I remember hearing that story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
You know more detail?
Just a kid. They're just kids. They're just playing around. She didn't know what she was doing. You know,
Was the girl upset that you heard?
upset, confused.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, just didn't understand more like than anything.
Yeah.
But,
Maybe it was
if stuff gets
weird.
brushed off and said, hey, it's just kid things.
I mean, and you would kind of think that, but I mean, I've been reading and hearing more lately that child on child SA is the most underreported, unknown phenomena. And so I don't know about it. I literally just heard about it recently. What were you going to say, Ashley?
I was like, wow, I did not know that. I didn't know that, like, child on child essay was so common like that. I didn't know that.
And I just read one report on it, so I'm not pretending like I know what I'm talking about here, but it was a brand new term to me, and it made me think about this slightly different, because I wouldn't think that of just any kid, like an isolated incident, like maybe they saw something on TV they're trying to copy, but we've heard of incident after incident after incident with these.
And that makes me think that the grandfather's telling the truth.
Like, I've started to wonder that too, because I actually believed that part of her story. Like, I thought that was real.
No.
Her saying her grandfather did that to her, I thought it was real because the way he responded on the documentary. But I saw that interview with her cellmate, and now I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't lying.
It does make me wonder. I don't know where I fall on it just yet, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
Same. Thank you, Traveler Landon. It's wild because his response was weird. And do what?
I said it was extremely weird. Yeah.
He was really put off by it. He didn't understand why they were asking him that.
Yeah, and I do feel like they snuck that question in there. Like, I don't think he knew they were going to be asking him about that.
No,
like,
they caught him very off guard, and he was very uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sorry, 19. You go ahead. My bad.
We have a lag sometimes and accidentally overtalk each other. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was saying, but the way he responded, it definitely made me question him. Like, what do you mean she touched you? She was 4, 5, 6, what?
Yeah, but then we get the text about that seems like it could be about her in the FOIA and Nick's file. We're talking about trying to have sex with a family member at 6 years old and not understanding. Oh, yeah. And then add that to the 10-year-old thing, and then add that to the grandpa. Like, it just all starts looking like a pattern. Like I said, I still don't know quite where I feel about it.
Same. I don't know how I'd feel about it yet.
And that's true, Paducah. Yep. But it also seems like this is true. Like just Whitney said, that every story seems like a confession with Gypsy because, yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
For real, for real. Well, ladies, I think we'll start winding it down unless you guys have some more to say on this. I had pulled together some stuff on Flowers in the Attic, and I don't think I saved it the right place. I really thought I had it loaded up in the media file, and it's gone. So I'm going to have to gather my stuff again, and then hopefully we'll have more here. Hey, CJB.
Okay. Sounds good.
You guys have anything you want to add?
My mind's pretty blown right now.
Yeah, same. I'm going to go watch the little video that Amber just uploaded, I think 2 days ago, of Nick after he went to that court hearing. I'm so interested to see what he says. Have y'all watched that one yet?
I haven't. No.
No, I don't think so.
There's a lot of nuggets in those. It's really hard sometimes to listen. Poor Nick, he just drones on and on. I don't feel the Raptors and his details.
I know. I don't feel it either.
So when she uploads them with subtitles, I wait till the transcript is loaded and then go to the transcript at the bottom so I can look at his words. That makes it easier to not fall asleep and miss stuff.
No, I would like to find out one thing. The timeline in 2011 on when they found out about the diagnosis, when the Dan thing happened, and when she claims that she shot her mom.
I would too. I really would. But unfortunately, the FOIA stuff seems like it only goes back to 2012 because that's when her and Nick met. I haven't seen anything from 2011 yet, but I would love to piece together exactly what went on in 2011 because it seems like that was the big catalyst.
Yes. When it all started coming apart.
Yeah.
I mean, and then was there any thing that happened with Hobby Lobby or Walmart stealing wise around that time? I can't remember.
I think that was earlier, but I'd have to look. I haven't checked that in a while. Someone asked in the comments, oh, thank you, Michelle, about the DNA on Gypsy's shirt. I don't think they got to testing that until, or I'm sorry, I don't think they got to testing that before she got her plea deal and everything kind of shut down.
Yeah, I'm not for sure about that either.
Yeah, that's my assumption because I haven't seen it yet, but we could end up being proved wrong. Maybe it'll turn up. But so far, I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it yet either.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and shut down. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'm going to go ahead
Thank
and
you,
go
Ashley.
Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you so much for coming up to New Orleans, waiting and sharing about Dee Dee.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Thank you. Wally Six Truth, thank you so much for being a member. Covered in Flower, thank you for that super chat. And Fire and Ice. CMJ23, member for 3 months. Thank you. Aw, Pretty Maid, that's sweet. I appreciate that. Grandfather could not, yeah. It's such a twisted story, the Flowers in the Attic stuff, that it's hard to get straight when I haven't read it in so long. But I'm working at it, y'all. I'll get better. Wendy, thank you so much for being here. Real Talk with Haley. Cara Bear, that is so sweet. Rebrand, you've been here so long. I appreciate you. FOS all day. Women supporting women. That is super awesome. Thank you. Michelle, True Train 2026. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm working on recording a little True Train jingle for us. Yeah, not narcissistic mirroring, definitely. Thank you, 1970. Michelle G. Appreciate the super chat. And Haduka. You all are so awesome. Thank you so much for being here and for hanging out with us. We will see you soon. And yes, I am feeling better. The ENT got the tube out of my ear. They said it was no longer functioning and resting on my eardrum. So no wonder it was giving me so much pain. But yeah, they got it out and I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you for being here. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go. Appreciate you all, and I will see you soon.